Okay, so this is part 2 of the Unique Learning N2Y.com website. Where we left off, we were looking at some of these lessons here. The thing that I want you to notice here is the suggested monthly plan. If you're a beginner, this is much easier if you just go ahead and attempt to follow this monthly plan. And it gives you your lessons. And for our school, we're allowed to turn these in. We just submit these, especially if you are following them. So easy, they're right at the tip of your fingers. And so this will give you the suggested monthly. If you see here, this is a monthly plan. Okay, now they can be a little overwhelming, but what you do is you just basically look at week 1, day 1, and this tells you what you're actually working on. So for us, we start with our reading for the day, and it tells you exactly where to go. So what I do is I print this, I keep it in front of me at all times, and then in the beginning, I printed everything and I put it in a binder and I organized just everything because I needed it in front of me. But once you get comfortable with the program, you don't have to do that anymore. So basically, it's telling you that you're going to vocabulary lesson 15, activity 3, and then of course, all you do is if you want to do it manually yourself, then you just go to the lesson plans. Okay, it's right there, and you go down to the vocabulary. Why is this doing this today? Okay. Sorry, it's not. I do apologize again. So then if I go to my vocabulary lesson, and it said it was 15, so then I would go there, click on that, and then it will give me another set of lesson plans. And it basically tells you exactly what you need to read here, okay? And what you can do, the activities for each level. It gives you the topic words, high frequency words. And then you just go to the next page. Again, it'll tell you what to do. Here is activity 3. So that is what you would do for the day 1. Okay, that is activity 1, so you want to make sure that you get to activity 3, and you can just keep going with the arrow, or you can actually use the go here and see it'll take you directly to what activity you want. And then if you need to zoom in, you can do that. You can move your page around, whatever you need to do to get it set up. And so here we're going to go here. Well, and then I want to make sure you have the standards connections. You can look at the standards. You can look at a game board. It'll give you a game board. And you would have to print that and use that. Let's go back. So that's the monthly lesson. Okay, so you get all of that here. Here you need to set up your, whether you're high school, elementary, whatever, here, so that it gives you the correct level. All right, and then if you scroll down, this is important because this tells you how many days left you have in that previous month's lessons. It will not be up after today for March. You have lots of resources here. Internet video resources, reading observations, supply list, and you really need to get in and just look at all of this. It has so much stuff, and here are your lessons again. And you can download every one of them. I go in now and I save every lesson, but I like to do it individually. It's your preference. You can download or upload all of it, whichever. We upload to our county website. It gives you the supply list, just everything is right here, okay? So that is the monthly lessons. Sorry for the pop-ups. I'm actively working as I'm doing the video. Okay. This right here is in the beginning when you set up each month, it is going to walk you through the steps of setting up your plan. It's pretty easy. You just walk through putting in the, like if you're not in school for spring break, then you put that week in as a week that it knows not to give your kids or you any lessons. So then here is your screen that you will work on and use as a teacher. And so we kind of follow this schedule. And so we know that at 9:15, the kids can be working on L3 because this is homeroom, and then journal writing. And so once you click on these, it will take you straight to that lesson. Okay, that's the lesson for you to look at. In here, if we want to go in, okay, and just check those out, you can do that. Let's go backwards. Okay, went a little too far. That's all right. So go back into home. Okay, and then if you want to do the interactive one here, you do that, and that gives you the option of writing on the board and showing your students. But for whatever reason, if your lesson plans gets off, or like right now we're having the COVID shelter in place, so we had to go in and adjust. And what you would do is you'd come into this calendar here, and a lot of people ask this question, how do I fix it? Well, unfortunately, you have to come in and you have to start over. And once you start over, now for me, let me just go ahead and let's do March. So we're going to start over, April. We're going to go ahead and start over. Okay, so this is really what you will get when you're first starting each month. And so I want to just go ahead and use the suggested monthly plan. So I'm going to say okay, and then the dates to exclude, and you go in here and you just fill that in. So I need to exclude all of these dates because we just had spring break. Okay, and then so for the rest of the month we are good. Okay, so I say add. So now the program knows not to use any of these dates. And if you want to extend the dates, so for here, we actually need to go into May to complete this lesson, so it automatically knows that, but you can adjust it and you can stop it at the end of the month so that when you go into May, you can just start fresh if that's what you want, and then you continue. Okay, and here's your options. If you want to play around and add things and create your own plan, that is completely up to you. I just think it's easier to do the suggested monthly plan. And then I create. Congratulations, I am finished. So for right now, today, it's telling me this is what we need to be working on. And then when the students go in to log in, it will also be working on, they will be working on these same exact activities. Now, for the math, it will tell you what to do for the day, and it gives you, like you can see, this is a lot of math. You are not to do all of that math in one day. You are looking at your student needs and picking the activities that you want to work on. Okay, so if we go in, let's just look here. Let's just say my students are working on story problems addition. I'm going to go in just real quick and show you that it's interactive. You can use this in whole group. You can have, set up centers where the kids go to the board for that center. We always like the running man. He's always running. Okay, so here when you get here, you work the lesson with your students, and then once you go here, you click on the pencil. Anywhere you see a pencil, that is interactive, and you put the answer in. Now, see, it is telling me that it's green, it's made a sound, it's good to go. Go on to the next one, and you can, you know, whatever, write on it if you have a different screen. There are plenty of classroom screens that you can go to their website. I think one is classroomscreen.com is great for you to display this and then manipulate it and write on top of it. And here again, you put the answer and you are right, and you keep going. And so you can work as many as these as you'd like. All right, so again, if you want to use the interactive part of unique learning, you go into the little hand with the bullseye there, and you complete any of these activities, well, really all of these. And then for the science, they don't give a lot of science, but you are to pick the science that you are currently working on. Now, if you look over here to the left, you can see this is where you set up your students. Okay, and I've already gone into the benchmarks and the checkpoints on video 1, but this is where you can add your students or drop students. So create a sample student. You would pick what you want your students to work in. We click all of these just for the sake of it real quick. And then let's just say level 2, and then this is a student, and then I'm going to create, select the level, not a switch user, non-switch user, whatever is for this particular student that you're adding. Okay, so it's given me a sample student here. Of course, you would name your students, blah, blah, blah. But for us, it automatically put our students in. Okay, and again, login settings. You come in here and you can, you know, give them QR codes, text passwords, simple passwords, whatever you like. For us, it's disabled because we have them use their lunch number. Okay, be ready for video 3. I will explain further the unique learning website.